I'm Tony. Welcome to my video. This is part 2 of my build project, my Paul Reed Smith inspired travel size guitar. For this video, my focus is on shaping the body. And with that, I will be unclamping the body piece that I have so far. I'll be refining the perimeter using the bandsaw, and then I'll be using a router to clean up the edges. So let's get started. Here we have the body now, clamped. I will admit that it was not the cleanest glue job, as I had gotten some of the glue in between the back wood surface and the clamp, so I had to go back and chisel some of it off. But in the process, I also put a few gouges into the wood. Not sure exactly yet what to do about that, so if you have any suggestions, recommendations on how to fix that, please comment down below. Okay, so again, as I mentioned before, this is 8.5 wide inside the lines by 11 3/4 by the time I take some of that off there. It is approximately the size of a sheet of paper. So there you have it. All right, on to the next step. And pause. Okay, because of my inexperience with cutting the wood, it was taking me way longer than it probably would have taken anybody else. So I decided to shut the camera down or pause it to conserve some of the battery power to be able to take more shots throughout the process. And what you didn't see was off camera, I'd snapped the bandsaw blade. Yikes. Yeah, so that definitely was a bummer. And I think the reason for the blade snapping was because of me torquing and twisting the blade in a way that I shouldn't have. I think it was way too much, and I just wasn't being careful, and it finally caught. And then, as you know, as the wheel was rotating through, it just too much pressure and snap. So I had to halt the entire process and then head to the hardware store the next day and to be able to get it and reinstall it and calibrate it and what have you. So I think I've got that now, and I can continue on with the process. All right, here we go. For the routing, I'll do this in 2 parts. First part is I'll route from the top using my template that I traced from my original template. I'll be using an 1.5 inch flush trim bit with a top bearing. Then with the bottom part, probably about 1/4 inch or so to be done, I'll finish that off using this makeshift router table with a top and bottom bearing flush trim bit here. All right, here we go. when I routed this, the curves were very inconsistent with a lot of bumps and grooves along the curves. And the reasoning for that is because my template was a bit inconsistent around. And I knew this, but I didn't think it would be as apparent as it finally was against a block of wood that was 2 inches wide compared to 1/4. So now, what I've done is I've marked the areas that, I don't know if you can see it, have bumps and grooves along the edge. And I'll spot sand that out by hand. First I'll use 80 grit. I'll go with 150 to kind of just smooth out the general curves. And here we go. Okay, so here's the body now. From the routing job, I was quite nervous, but after some sanding, I think it turned out quite nice. So now it's ready for the next steps, which I'll be capturing in part 3. And for that, I'll be focusing on the neck angle brake. I'll be routing out the neck pocket as well as the various cavities for the pickups and the controls, as well as the tuner system. So please stay tuned for that. Okay, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Thanks for watching.